Hey, what's going down, everybody? This is Sarius, and welcome to the second installation of the Killing Floor Arsenal. I hope everyone's ready to rock and roll. This is 100% community driven, which means you guys submit to me a single weapon system you want me to go ahead and rock out with, and we're going to go ahead and throw that through the meat grinder on some of the most difficult waves on Hell on Earth difficulty. So after asking all of you guys what you wanted to see in the next Killing Floor Arsenal, I randomly chose one by Uzi790, who said, I would like to see your review on the M7A3 medic rifle. It's really used from what I've seen, and I would like to know the kind of tactics I should have when using it. Should I be holding it out most of the time or using it selectively? Great job on the videos as well. Well, first off, thanks, man. I'm really glad you're enjoying the videos. It's very important to me, and your feedback is what is keeping this series alive, as well as the channel for sure. So keep that coming. That's very, very important. So getting back to the M7A3, this is not a rifle that is anything like the other SMGs in the medic's arsenal. Now, all SMGs only weigh 3 slots apiece, which means that off-perk weapon setups are not only viable, but very much so recommended. I see a lot of medics that rock out with different setups, which is really cool. But the M7A3, on the other hand, weighs double at 6 slots, meaning that you have fewer and fewer options as a medic. Next up, the fire rate. All of the SMGs have an extremely fast fire rate, but a lightning quick recovery time as well, which makes it ideal for close to mid-range encounters. Not so much with the M7A3. This baby has a high damage potential, but one of the slowest firing rates out of all the weapons that I've seen thus far. So at this point, I'm probably sure many of you are like, Sarius, then what the heck are you doing with the M7A3, bro? Why don't you just can this right away? Well, first off, I'm going to tell you straight up, had I not started experimenting with this because of the Killing Floor Arsenal suggestions, I probably wouldn't have touched this rifle ever. So I know a lot of medics go through the same thing. They first pick up the M7A3 like all stoked out, they're all excited like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome, this is the most badass rifle I've ever seen, it looks cool, it's got a great design, and they're used to up close SMG gameplay, because I mean, let's face it, MP7, MP5, Schneidzeck now, you know what I'm saying, so they're up close and personal, and they're like, all of a sudden it's shock, it's like, it's disappointment, it's like, dude, what is with the fire rate, this thing sucks, you know, and then they go and never pick up the rifle again, but then something clicked and I'm like, oh, I figured out how to use this thing. So hopefully the next tidbits of information will help you reduce a lot of the frustration that I had to undergo when I first got playing around with the M7A3, and I know a lot of Hell on Earth medics nowadays that have played longer than I have in terms of this role in this game that won't even touch the rifle. So hopefully this is a calling to some of them to be like, hey baby, wait, I can explain, please just listen to me. We worked this out, baby. Trust me. Mwah. Alright, so the secret to rocking out with the M7A3 is to definitely treat it like a battle rifle. You want to be engaging targets at mid to long range with this thing. You don't want to be going toe-to-toe. For that, switch off to an SMG and make short work at any enemies that are there, because the fire rate and recoverability of those SMGs are really designated for that role. Yeah, sure, the M7A3 is fully auto, but the fire rate, it's just not happening, guys. I don't care what anybody has to say. The recoil on this thing per shot kicks like a mule. So in my opinion, what you want to do is be going for single head shots at distance, okay? Now, I did take out an enemy in the head with the Schneidzeck as an example. So you can do this with basically any weapon in game. But again, if you're asking me, what would I be doing with the M7A3 in this situation? It would definitely be to keeping long-range engagements part of this weapon. Because not only are you going to be conserving ammo for your SMG for when really hairy situations happen, but in addition with that, you're also going to be practicing your headshot aim, which is really critical, especially if you're looking to cross over into more adversarial-based games where actual precision is going to be a very, very powerful thing. So if you were to ask me, hey Sarius, what do you think about the M7A3 now that you know kind of how to rock out with it to its maximum potential? I would say, you know what, it's growing on me. The rifle is still growing on me. I have to say that I'm getting used to it, getting used to the fire sound, because at first that was definitely kind of jarring for me for some reason. I don't know what it was, it just seemed a little too high tech for me. But when I came down to it, it has medic darts. It allows you to instantly decap enemies. You can see that right here is where it really shines at long-range encounters. I was able to snipe quite a few enemies very quickly in the head. So if I had a choice between the M14 as well as the M7A3, and I got asked this question the other day, I, without a doubt, would pick the M14. Sure, the recoil kicks like a mule even harder than the M7A3, surprisingly enough, but it has a lot going for it. The damage per shot will allow you to take down a lot of enemies very quickly if you can master your recoil. It also has a laser sight, which will help you in various situations where you have a lot of enemies attacking you at one time. It also will give you instant feedback to allow you to be able to compensate for your recoil in a really high-fast, high-firing situation where you need to put a lot of rounds down range to kill multiple enemies at one time. You know, so again, it's going to be an off-perk build. It's going to be a little awkward for a lot of gamers just getting started with the FPS mechanics. But for the most part, that's exactly what I would choose. So, you know, I'm not trying to be overly cynical about the M7A3. I think that it does fill a nice little niche for gamers that are looking for a little bit more than just a burst fire SMG solution at close to mid-range, that they're looking for something more like a quote-unquote, and please, quoted, designated marksman role.
Thanks, bro.
Alright, so before we go on any further, I have to get this cleared up with you guys, is that all of these videos here are never intended to try to impose a single viewpoint, because I'm just one gamer with one opinion. I really want these videos, in all of my videos at SariusGames, to act kind of like a springboard for your own creative development and your own ideas. Hopefully I can inspire as many people out there as possible to get out there and try brand new loadouts, try brand new techniques, to get out there and try to see if they can improve their gameplay and improve their confidence as a result. That's what it's all about. So when you see this M7A3 review, in even the Bullpup review, you know, this is just one idea out of many. One of the greatest things in Killing Floor is the ability for trying out brand new, crazy, wacky loadouts. You know, you'll see Scary Ghost, an awesome Killing Floor player, rocking out with a different loadout just about every time I play with the guy. So straight up, this is just one out of many ways. Every way is the right way. So if anything, if you don't get it and you don't understand about how to use the M7A3 as well as you know how to use like an MP5 or a Schneidzeck, don't feel discouraged. That's because that's your playstyle. You got to cater your gaming experience to how you like it. You catch what I'm saying? Getting back, guys, M7A3, does it pass the Arsenal test? Overall, dude, I give it the stamp of approval. I do. I say it does pass hell on earth. You can rock out with this weapon. Whether you choose to or not is... that's the question, you know what I'm saying? So wrapping up, if I was to rate the M7A3 on a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely land somewhere near the 7s. It's a pretty satisfactory weapon, and to be honest with you, it's pretty versatile with the medic darts. It allows you to play a longer range role. Isn't very good at close range, so if you do get surprised and jump by a bunch of enemies, I would highly recommend your backup weapon be a fast-paced MP7, an MP5, maybe a Schneidzeck, or whatever weapon, insert weapon that you like in there, you know what I'm saying, to bust heads open. Is it good for a primary weapon, to answer Uzi790's question? Yes. Rock this out as your primary, because you're going to be using ammo very sparingly, because you're going to be using single fire from a long range position. Or you can play however you like I said, you know, again, that whole little pep talk we had. Yeah, every way is the right way. So everyone, thanks again for tuning in. And this has been another episode of the Killing Floor Arsenal. I look forward to brand new future videos, but in order to do so, guys, please, I'm asking for your help and your support. If you like this video, want to see some more, please give that like button a little bit of love. And if you want to go ahead and subscribe, you have no idea how much that would be helping me out. I'll catch you on the flip side. This is Sarius,
he's running.
And I will be signing out. Get out of here now!
That one did too much damage.
No, son of a bitch!
No!
Yeah, there's somebody. He's up top.
Stand by, I don't see him. No joy.
He's in the middle of the silos.
Raj, I see him, Yep. Turn and fire.